So everyone say hi to YouTube. We're gonna go through a run through of the stuff that's in the beta branch of the update for Levelhead. This is like the first big content patch. This is kind of a preview of it. You're listening to a song right now that is from that content patch. So yeah, chat's gonna be here reminding me of stuff that I've forgotten about while we go through this. We've got some levels prepared that we're gonna go through. So let's save and quit that level. One of the major things that they're going to be adding is all kinds of new colors for spikes and stuff like that. So yes, chat on screen. We have chat on screen. This is especially for YouTube. So if we go play this level, we can zip around in our ripcord and have a look at some of these new spikes. In my opinion, this is going to just make a huge amount of difference to the aesthetics of levels. Levels are just going to be so beautiful now. Because all of the hazards up until this point have been red. Pretty much. I mean, even stuff like flames is red. I mean, also green, but... here's just some of the stuff and spikes. I mean, we got the Spikeatrons, whatever these are called. I always forget the names of these. Different kinds of other spikes, and these spike chainers as well. They're in all different sorts of colors, so you get this kaleidoscope of colors, and you can get those spinning, of course, because these are the spinny ones. So you're wondering why they don't add more colors to hard lights. Yeah, hard lights have been left out. It doesn't seem like they're going to add the new colors to that one. I'm not really sure why. Presumably they've got a good reason. Maybe it's quite difficult. Jim and Specky already made some neat levels with coloured spikes. We'll try and get those into the queue, maybe. Grandma, look, I'm on the interweb. Right, so yeah, that one. There's also a bunch of new enemies. So let's go and review these now. So we got these. These things are called canoodles. And when you get near them, they fire projectiles. This one has, I don't know what the projectile's called, missiles, I think. But you can grab them straight out of the air and fire them back at him, which is really interesting. Now, the canoodles have actually been in the game a long time. But until recently, they weren't sort of added and available because they hadn't worked out how to do them properly. So yeah. They do move around. They kind of can patrol around the place if we knock them off. So they go around. And so you can kill them by bopping on top of them. So what do we have here? We have these guys. I've forgotten what these are called, actually. The projectile is called a canoodle core. Ah, canoodle core. Is due to fidelity. A spike is a spike by any color, but the color of hard lights and key gates are important in most cases. Yeah, if you look at hard lights, they come in the same colors as keys and key gates and doors. Purple, green, blue, etc. They're called gibbers. Ah, so these new enemies here are called gibbers. Every time a canoodle shoots, it releases 2 pieces of its spine. Or does it grow a new one back? Is that the lore? Wait, does it look like it's in fire? Oh yeah, the way it shuts its eyes kind of looks like it's in pain. I think you're making up your own lore here. Ah. So these enemies have a, what did we say they were called? I've forgotten the name already. Gibbers, these are. No, these are jabbers. These ones are jabbers. These ones, these enemies have a receiving channel. They don't do anything until we activate them. Whereupon that they will pursue the player pretty much forever. In fact, I didn't realize as soon as you add as soon as you add an input channel to them, they don't have this passive mode that they usually do. So if we change this one over here, and this is like an enraged form, which is basically just faster. These new enemies will be fun to work with. So I already have an idea or two for them. I've seen some great stuff with them so far already. Gibberish, I played Gibberish's level. See, they sort of patrol around. They got similar settings to Blockfish. And if they get close enough, they become enraged. Or they start chasing you. And they chase you forever. Like, you can zip across the entire level on a rift, and they will still follow you. And they can actually activate each other. If one of them that's active, if one of them that's been activated hits an inactive one, it will activate it. So you can get these whole chains of them chasing after you. And this guy up here, this one is the Gibber. He's scary because if you pounce on him, he will kill you. So you have to figure out other ways of killing him with level stuff. So for example, in here, I've used Wildfire as a way of killing it. See if we can get him to come after us. There we go. So they're not completely invincible. Fill a level with them and lure them into one place, then throw a bomb. Is that what you did to get that screenshot? Because you posted a screenshot on Discord where it's just a bunch of fire and stuff. Like Silverfish. Oh yeah, it does kind of remind me of that. So these guys are called Peanuts. And they just... I mean, they do stuff. And you can do that to sort of upset them and topple them up. You can jump on their heads to kill them. Or on top of them, not on top of their heads, sorry. Or just on top of them. You can do stuff like moving stuff away from them. They will just basically track on to stuff like that. And there's two other variants of them as well. They've got these like thorned variants here. So there we go. They have like 2 health. So you can see I bopped that one on the head while he was stunned. And now he doesn't have his thorns anymore. And so these, see this is Specchio. Specchio figured this one out. But if you put them on clouds, they become detached like that. See there we go, that's that 2 health thing again. And these are explodey ones. It'd be interesting if we had thorny explodey ones, but that's not something we have. So yeah, so they all seem like void enemies. The big theme of the update seems to be about the void, and hopefully we're going to get some lore. I really hope for some lore about these. So yeah, that's a review of the new enemies. I'm certainly excited to see some of these in levels. They're certainly a bit more interesting in terms of the way that they move around than some of our existing enemies. Because Scrubs and Vatrats are quite similar. Oculus too. And the Super Dupes don't chase you forever like the Gibbers and Jabbers. And just being able to control an enemy using a switch or a channel is interesting. You think the asteroid biome is basically a void biome? That would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? I'd love them to introduce a new biome though. A black biome, yeah. That would be cool. So what else do we have to review here? Let us review... let's see. Not that one. Not yet. Let's do... the input switch. This, in my opinion, is the simplest, but probably the most exciting thing for me. So we got these switches, and every time we press something on a controller, so if you look in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, all the way over there, you'll see my controller inputs, and you'll be able to see them being mirrored on the screen right now. Every time I press down, that HUD light gets activated. Every time I press right, that HUD light gets activated. Left one, up one. And what's happening is we've got these switches here that are responding to the inputs that we give the game. It's responding to my controller, essentially. And that is ridiculously powerful. There's so much stuff you can make with this. I, for example, am making pinball. I've updated my pinball level that I haven't released yet to run off these things. They're amazing. And they're so responsive as well. As soon as I stop pressing it, the hard light goes off. And it's not just up, down, left, and right. It's jump as well. Grab too. And the power up button. I'm pressing the power up button right now, and it's being activated. I don't even have a power up, and yet the input switch is going. And so you can see, like, when I'm using grab, whether it's grab or kick, it's still getting activated. You're making a bullet hell with a looking and targeting. Looking and targeting. I'm not sure what you mean, Viral. You can make jabbers act like boos with these, potentially. Oh, yeah, that's really interesting, yeah. If you're looking the wrong way, then they come after you. But then, well, off to work. All right, see you, PK. Seth said he thought this was a game changer. At least I'm assuming he was talking about input switches. No, I think there is another thing that they haven't told us yet. I still think there's something they haven't told us yet. You can also see if we have a power up, the input switch still gets activated. It's basically as long as we have the button held down. It's basically reading our controller inputs. I mean, if you've got mobile or if you're playing on a mouse, these are still going to work exactly the same as whenever you press that input. Like, it's not a button, it's the input. So I'm just excited for whatever people are going to churn out with this. There's just so much flexibility in level design now with that. So they've added this other thing called the recycler. What the recycler does is it refreshes all your cooldowns on your power-ups. So usually when you use the thruster, eventually it runs out. But if you grab this power-up, we just keep going and going and going and going. And when we run out, we can just grab another one and start going again and again. It refreshes all our cooldowns instantly. And so I'm going to just do a run full of this this level to look at the kind of things that you can do with it. They kind of laugh in a psychotic way when they agree. You mean on the podcast? You can find out a lot about the updates that they're going to make a game on the Butterscotch Shenanigans podcast, which you can find on their website. Yes, so Tiptoe, ordinary with this bush thing. It runs out. You gotta upload this one. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. I actually worked really hard on making the these levels actually look nice. So with the recycler, my bush never runs out. My bush never gets tired. You just keep on bushing forever, which is really nice. And it also, what some people don't think about is that when you grapple on the ceiling, eventually you just fall off. But with the recycler, you can just keep going. And here's an interesting one with the zipper. We can go super quick, and for whatever reason, the zipper you go up. If you just sit constantly with it, you just go up slightly. It also lets you rebush against. Yeah, okay, so if I use that, yeah, I mean, it doesn't just refresh the cooldown while you're using it. It can refresh the cooldown after you've used it. So yes, you're right. It lets you rebush again sooner. Yeah, so with Waylay, we can just do this. And we can also do this. And now this one's quite funny. You can just chuck out balls all day long. We're no longer limited to 2 balls. Humanity has evolved. Now we can have infinite balls. We just spam them out. It's amazing. Machine gun Waylay, yeah. Machine gun rebound. So yeah, so in addition to this recycler, they've also added a new power-up. Called the Shade. This is a bit of a tricky one to explain, but let's have a go. If I press the power-up button, I'll drop this ball. If I press the power-up button again, I teleport to it. And I can also grab this and throw it. and then jump out of it. So if I don't, let's just look at this. Like if I, it expires after 4 seconds. If I don't press the power up button. Is there a way to hide the recycler, or do we have to look at those things? I think they're really nice. They're a bit vibrant. I totally get what you mean. They kind of look like the Firefox logo to me. So if we throw that one up here, and then we press the power up button, you notice we started instantly falling there. But it kind of preserves your momentum. It's a bit like Zipper in that regard. And you can... so if we're jumping up when we get into it, we continue with that momentum. You want everything on paths. Yes, that would be nice. You can make the old 360-degree bumpers with 360 punches. Yeah, we'll get onto punches in a bit. I think that's one of the last things I'll look at. So yeah. So the recycler does work with the shade power-up. So you see it expires if we put it down. But if we grab one of these, that thing will never expire. We see all the new icons. Oh, yeah, I haven't looked at those yet. Yeah, there's a bunch of new profile icons. So, I mean, all of these power-ups, by the way, do not get refreshed by the, Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, it's not very clear. I may have messed up here. There's meant to be a beamer there that keeps the power-up in place. You see, we're not grabbing that. Eventually our slurb and our electro juice and our D-bot runs out, but that hasn't, like, replenished it. There are Maya icons. Interesting. So, we've got these. These are bumpers. We're going to review these a bit later, but the shade power-up works with it. They bump off it. Same with bumpers, I think. Yeah. No. Gates remove the power-up and your ball, which is interesting. Yes, I don't know whether that's intentional or not. So, yeah, you can't carry the rune. So this thing on the circle here is a rune. It's called the rune, and you can't carry it through one of those. Let's just jump over here. So here's an interesting thing. If you place a rune down, get another power up, you can then go into another power up and then use the rune. I may show that once or twice in the YouTube video, but wait, no, I can just demo it because I put beamers. Like that. Which is an interesting idea. I've already seen, like, Triple B, your level used that already, didn't it? Where you grab the rebound power up, but still your rune is still existing. And there's a whole bunch of check with this thing already. Like, people are already trying to work out the different ISJs with it, and stuff like that. So it's a thing where if you there's like a way of getting almost infinite height. As long as you can land first. It's like one block higher every time. You need sprint speed for this. You need to press the power up button and then jump shortly after. And it's not infinite because you actually need to land so that you can jump into the rift. So you need to be able to get the coyote frames. Hexadecimal with the raid. Hello Hexadecimal, how you doing? If you have the package, is super jump enough of a land to use the rune? Yeah, people are doing stuff with super jumps already. I haven't had the chance to practice that and show it off for you guys yet. So yeah, that's it for the power-ups, but we still have some more stuff to review. So if we go on to our last thing, we're gonna demo the puncher. This is the new, I don't know, it's basically a bumper but better. It is a unidirectional bumper. We saw one just now. It goes in the direction that you face it, and the number of interactions you get with these is amazing. So let's just get into these levels. This is all the stuff that bounces on bumpers, and you got all these 4 different colors as well. All this stuff. Let's pause quickly. So all the enemies, well, I mean all the non-flying enemies, keys bounce on them, batteries, this new power-up, which I haven't actually demoed. It's the new regret gate. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you can use these as regret gates. We will see that in the level in a bit. We'll make a quick level and look at the debot, because I forgot about that one. So you see all these items that enemies drop also interact with it. We've got the carrier gates, we've got bombs. Even the projectiles that come from the canoodles here, I've got them going through a rift and coming down here. Even those bounce on top of them. There's just the number of interactions that these have is amazing. So yeah. One thing that I noticed doesn't interact with is power-up pickups. You can't get these to go, so they don't work. And of course, the player can bounce on them. So these you can put in all sorts of different directions, and they only have one direction, unlike bumpers, which have, 8 different directions. Gita's an old friend of mine, yes. He just discovered the game through my stream. So you can see, it can even force you down. So you can even, fall through them and get pushed down. They're basically, bouncy regret gates, in a way. That's the point Waddles was trying to make. And you can get them working with switches, which is great. You can add a channel, and then that's how they work. And this, which is... let me remember it. Riku made a level in which he set up loads of these. I just pressed jump there. That's all I did. That's the only direction I pressed. And this is a setup I saw viral post on the Discord. See if we can get it working. Yeah, G18 gets absolutely bullied by this. Eventually it does let you free though. See if we can get the high bounce off it. I love the way it just kind of comes out and then just hurls you up. That's really fun. They're not perfectly consistent yet, and I don't know whether this is new or not, but sometimes they don't collide with stuff, and other times they do. So, in all of the setups that I'm going to do here, I'm pressing right against this wall, and sometimes I go through it, and sometimes I won't. Let's see if we can get one from above. Yeah, so it just went through it. I have no idea why. So sometimes the package will go up through it, sometimes it won't. It's very inconsistent. But anyway, I'm super excited to see what people do with these. So yeah, let's get on to some of the level showcases that we're going to play this week. Oh wait, I should say goodbye to YouTube first. Goodbye, YouTube. We're doing the stream now. Right.
12 seconds later.
Start recording again. Yeah, we got new icons. And the D-bot. Hello again, YouTube. So the new profile icons. I don't know which ones are new. So that one's new, the shade one. And the rune one, and this other shade one. Puncher ones. By the way, I love all the artwork in this update. Not just the profile pictures here, but just like punches and the enemies and the shade. Just there's just so much that looks good. And this D-bot is new. What is this? Battle smear. So it's one of these, but it's been melted. Look at the fuchsia rift description. Ejection surprise. Oh, a sleeping backrat. Is that one new? Exterminate the bugs! Angry mayor. Mayor is pleased. Mayor is not pleased. Yeah, the queue's currently closed. I'll open it at some point. So we've got all these ones for the gibbers and the jabbers as well. God, I like this army of jabber swarm. You know, given that they've got this icon, I think I know what they wanted us to do with them. They just wanted enemy spam garbage over the entire level with these. That's what all levels are going to be like now. When this update's hit for real, that's what all the top levels of marketing are going to be. Do they plan to release training levels? We don't think so. It's thought that they won't. But hello. Hello? Hey, they may surprise us. You know what? It's level head, do whatever you want. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, so there's 2 little power-ups I forgot to demo. Let's go over those quickly. So they're adding stackable armor. So this is just like regular armor. Exactly the same as regular armor, except it stacks. So, let's go into cheese mode. Right now we have 1 hit before we die. But if we grab 2 of them, 2 hits. We can grab another one, get our 3rd hit in. And we can grab up to a maximum of 3. You can see the icon swirling around him. You can see how many he's got. And if you grab a regular one on top of it, you can get a maximum of 4. And dead. And yet no hard light icon. Is there no hard light icon? Or are you saying that I should have demoed it and I didn't? I couldn't see it. And the other new thing is the D-bot. So the D-bot is a bit like Slurp Juice, except it slows down everything but GR18. So GR18 continues at normal speed, but everything else slows down. And it's a carryable object, not a power-up. So if we grab this, suddenly this guy is a lot slower, but I'm still moving at normal speed. And I can place this one down and get the level going at normal speed again. And I can just pick it up whenever I want. You can just do stuff like this. Just like any other carryable item. Anyway, so that's it for the update.
A few moments later.
Okay, one more thing. Look cannon cut targeting. I forgot about that one. So look cannons now. I don't even know where they are. Here they are. By the way, does the artwork look different to you? To me, this is like looks updated, which I think is cool. So look cannons can now target the package, GR18, or enemies. You can see it rotating around as I select the different options here. So this is... So this is how it usually behaves. It usually tracks around gear 18. But we can switch it over to the package. And now it will follow the package around, wherever the package goes. And also, enemies. It is following on the enemies. It'll always target the closest enemy, I believe. It's a bit slow there for Super Dupes. Weren't they dark blue before? No, I think they've just got like extra bits and pieces around them. You just probably, it's a beta of my boss fight, so you can showcase the targeting. Okay. And that's probably it for the update. So bye bye YouTube for real this time.
The next day.
So after we stopped talking about the new stuff on stream, I remembered that there's actually some new stuff. So here's a bit of YouTube bonus, exclusive YouTube footage for you. There's a bunch of new paths. Look at them. Look at how good these look. Amazing. All these are new. And you can see on screen right now. And we got this like cool rope stuff on the bottom left, and then this sort of lanterns on chains, which is really cool. Like almost look like a sort of alien lanterns. I really like them because we got Christmas lights there. We've got these bones, which are aesthetically just amazing. And then you got this power socket and this sort of frozen stuff at the top left here. And then a bunch of new paths that are just sort of lasers, basically. I mean, they don't damage you. They're not physically actually lasers. They are paths. So we can walk through some of the interesting stuff you can do with these right now. Yeah, these sort of alien lantern things can be used as lanterns. You can sort of put them in the ceiling, have them coming out of the floor, having them come out of the ceiling. It looks really cool. And the bone pass, I first saw Gibberish doing it for this. Talk Gibberish, I first saw him using them like this, but you can just pile up paths on paths. So basically to do this, you just gotta put a load of paths on top of each other. To do that. So yeah. I mean, and for ropes, you can sort of make like rope bridges out of them, like suspended bridges hanging from the ceiling, which I just think looks amazing. And I noticed I've even put like ropes hanging down from the bottom of the bridge as well, like these little the way that the nodes on the paths have these knots in them, I think is a really nice touch as well. I mean, you could just make sort of rickety rope bridges, like they would cross in a movie and then fall down the chasm. You can start to make those sort of things now. It's a bit of a shame that I had to put these bits at the top here, but that was the only way to get like this sort of stuff working. As for the sort of frozen paths, you can kind of use them to put like sort of icicles on the ceiling. See them all over there. The frozen paths can be a bit difficult to handle. So like you can see each of the nodes has this crystal on it. So if you try and create like stalactites, stalagmites coming out of the ceiling, it doesn't look quite right. I'm not quite happy with how these turned out. This one and this one here. I mean, I think what we'll see with these, and I don't know, maybe you guys can do a better job of this than me, but maybe we'll start to see the paths that where you only see like the lines and you don't see the nodes, or you just see the nodes and that's it. So I've tried to get some stuff coming off the wall here. I think it looks okay, but not fantastic. And also, so we got these new paths with the power nodes in here. Disappointingly, these look like US power nodes rather than UK ones, but I guess. I mean, they've kind of got a face on them, that's cool. But I think we'll start to see these being used just to indicate basically where the power is going. Basically how we use paths already. And And so the lasers have some really cool uses as well. So the lasers themselves match up with the same colors as highlights and a few other things. So you can start to use them to indicate which highlights are going to turn on and stuff like that. And so you can sort of use them to like line up all your highlights as well, which I think is a really cool effect. And I'd love to see this in loads of different levels. So yeah. Oops. Let's keep those on. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Bye.